Anne, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you.
Good.
Come on in.
You too. How are things been going?
Oh, it's just completely stressful, you know, after the holiday season.
Oh, I know.
We just got the whole house cleaned up and the
Mm-hmm.
Christmas tree and whatnot, and the boys throwing the wrapping paper everywhere, and we volunteered to do the Christmas dinner and everything, so the whole family was over, and of course with the two little ones, they were so excited about Christmas and everything, so they were opening all their toys and everything, and they were so excited about everything that they got, so it was really cool. I mean, they're still young, so they all still believe in all the Christmas and all that stuff, so it's fun to see them. And the family loves coming over and visiting them because they are all over us, so during the year it's hectic, so.
Gotcha, well, that's good. Well, I'm glad the boys got to see their family.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, so they were just really excited, and I know like the family just brought them all their toys, and they of course like talked about the boys sent their lists and made their whole list, and they were so excited to see all the things they got, and they were interacting so well with each other, and it's just good to see like as they get older, as they grow older every year, they just like they clicked since they're close in age, 3 and 5, you know, they're always playing, and they're like making make believe together, and they got all their building sets and everything, and so it's really cool to see them working together, and they're getting along really well, which was something that I love to see because they're so close in age and stuff. So
that's great.
I hope as they grow up they'll still have each other and they'll still be there with each other.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
But so how was your Christmas? Was everything good?
It was good. Yeah, I spent time with my family. I got to see like my brother came in, and it was really good.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm excited to hear that. That's really nice.
Things
Things have been going great. We're starting to notice some progress with Dan's ability to walk, and we have a lot of ideas that we talked about together, and I'm seeing some great improvement with him, so we're really excited to see that, and he's been able to do a lot of things. And just the other day I noticed that he was using our couches to pull himself up and kind of get up on his own, so that was really exciting for us to see.
That's great. I'm so glad that like what we're talking about is working, and I'm glad it's going so well for you. To make sure that we keep up with all his activities so we continue to see his ability to walk on his own.
All right, well, I completely agree. I would love to see that happen, and we're really excited. I was so excited when I saw him do that. So I would love to see him further his abilities, and it was great to see him take those steps to the final goal.
Yeah. Would you like to see some more activities to do with X so he could further promote his walking on his own, or since his activities are working so well, I just want to stick with those?
Well, even though things are going really great and we were excited to see him be able to do that, but I'd also like to see him start to walk on his own, and if we could find some more things for Dan to do, then I'd be really excited to hear some more ideas if you had some.
Well, can you think of any strategies or activities that you know that could help him?
I mean, I was trying to think of them on my own just the other day when I saw him like pulling himself up and stuff, and I can't think of anything on my own or anything else that I could do it to promote it, but possibly you could help me with that. But I do have a concern because when I saw him pulling himself up, I know that a lot of times we have things on our couches like blankets and those kinds of things, and I'm concerned that if there's something on the couch that he'll like pull himself up on, like it might fall on him, or sometimes we'll like leave a blanket draped, and I know that I've seen him like grab at the blanket. I'm afraid if he tries to pull himself up, he'll end up falling backwards, and it just gets me worried that if I stop watching for even a second, he might get hurt.
Oh, I really understand that. I know that other parents I've worked with have made like items like a high shelf, they just move it off there and just to keep him safe, just move it. And do you think that's something that might work for?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that as a great idea and something that could be easy to do. Just grab it off the couch and put it somewhere else. And I'm sure that I could clear all the items and put them on the shelves where Dan can't reach them, and that way he can safely pull himself up.
That's great. Yeah, that would definitely work because then he won't get hurt, and you will be creating a safer environment for him.
All right, cool. Well, is there anything else that I can do other than create a safer environment, just to and other than having himself pull himself up? Anything else that I can do to maybe promote him walking further?
Well, over time he's going to learn himself, but if you would like to help him further, something that you could try with him is cruising.
Oh, awesome. That sounds great, but I'm not exactly sure what cruising is. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, cruising is just simply when X would start to move on his own with the support of items such as like the coffee table, the sofa, or chairs around him.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'd love to see him start to be able to do that. I mean, he definitely, like you said, he's starting to learn on his own, so I can definitely see how he could learn to take some steps by holding onto the couch. I mean, he has learned to just pull himself up on the couch by himself. But I'm not exactly sure how I could start to get him to do that. Do you have any ideas how I could get him to do that?
Sure. I mean, if you like, I could show you how to do some ways of starting cruising.
That sounds really helpful. Could you do that for me?
Sure. So, Dan just would support him and, let him get situated with his weight, and just, after a while he may start to move a little bit. You can just take a few steps with him while he's holding on to the couch.
Oh, okay, awesome. That sounds like something easy, something that's really doable, and then I can see how that would help him do that on his own later.
Do you want to try it?
Sure. I'd love to try it while you're here to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. Alright, so if I just put his arms on the couch and he can walk on his own, just take some guidance.
Yeah, just make sure you support him and, let him try to support himself. And
alright, and then eventually, just try to get him to do it on his own.
Yeah, try to do it on his own. Yeah, right. One more time, he will.
Alright, awesome.
I know since, the last time we talked, you expressed concerns with going to the playground. You told me that since your husband works during the day, you like to keep the children out of the house for some playtime, because your other son, John, loves to go to the park, which is understandable. But because Dan can't walk yet, you have a hard time trying to watch after Dan and play games at the park with John. So is this still a concern of yours?
It is still something that I'm seeing a problem with and I am concerned about. And I'm struggling to bring both kids to the park because I feel bad if I bring Dan, he's always in my hands, I can't put him down. And I know that John always tries to get me involved in activities, and most of the things that he wants to do I can't participate in because Dan can't stand on his own. I can't put him down and switch my attention, and that's just a big concern with me. And I know that John likes to try playing games of tag or go on the monkey bars, and it's just something I can't do when I have Dan in my hands. And I just have not come up with a way to kind of incorporate both kids.
Well, I mean, have you thought of any games or activities you use to incorporate both kids? Or
the thought came to my mind to try to get something or find an activity at the park that both kids could do, but I couldn't think of anything. There wasn't anything coming to mind that I saw at the park to do with both of them. Do you have any ideas that I could try?
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you were thinking about it, but you could try to get John interested in a race down the slides. That way you could get on the slide with Dan between your legs, and John could be on another slide next to you. You could just go down together and be a race, and be a great way to include both boys into front of the park. So do you think John would like that, or Dan, or?
That sounds like something awesome. It sounds so easy that I could sit on the side and kind of put Dan between my legs. And I know that John kind of has that competitive nature, so I think that he would find it really fun to have a race with the two of us. And also, another thought that had come to my mind was, I know that the park holds community events where a lot of kids from the community come and they'll play once a month or once or twice a month, something like that. So I thought maybe I'd be able to bring both of the boys then, and John could then find some kids his own age that he could possibly play with. Is this something that sounds like it might be a good idea to do with them?
Yeah, that's great. Community events are always good to get kids involved in, especially, it's just so great for them. And I think that it's a great way for you to meet other parents in town and share tips and ideas with each other.
All right, perfect.
Well, I'm so glad we're able to come up with some helpful ideas. Do you have any other questions or concerns that you'd like me to talk about?
Not at the time, but I would really like for you to be at the park when I do this for the first time, when I bring both of the boys, just to have an extra hand in case the activities we talked about maybe weren't working out as we planned or as we expected them to work out. It would just be nice to have the extra hand if I'm trying something new with the boys.
Well, sure. I'd love to be there to do that with you. So between now and when we meet at the park, what do you want to be working on between now and then? And what are your goals?
I just really want to work with him, being able to support himself, and I really like the idea of cruising that you brought up. So I'm definitely going to work with him like you had modeled and I had practiced, just kind of getting him up on his own and showing him that if he's holding on to those things, that he is able to take those steps on his own. So I'd love to see him start to cruise on his own.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. When's a good time for us to meet at the park?
Would 2 weeks from today work?
Sure, that's fine. I look forward to seeing you and Dan then.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.